Hey guys, what's up? NSW321 here, back again to drop you guys another banger video. Today I'm going to just be just talking to you guys basically about kind of how my well, not kind of, but how my DCC system works. I'll be talking to you guys about the system that I use, the system that I run off of. I'll be showing you guys all my little access details that I have hooked up to our system. I'll also be talking to you guys about what's the best route to go for a DCC system, and what other system I used before I used this, and to kind of, if you guys are starters, kind of tell you guys kind of what's the best route to go. So basically, for you guys that don't know, okay, so my phone had died, but anyways, basically, I'm going to be telling you guys, for you beginners, and some that don't know, what DCC stands for is Digital Command Control. It allows you to play with a lot of different functions in locomotives, especially if a locomotive has sound, which is also a great added bonus to DCC. Usually a DCC system, to my knowledge, you're able to play with the bell, the whistle, the horn, dynamic brakes, all the extra things that they've added to the locomotive. I know that also you can buy some decoders, not sound ones. You can buy sound decoders too, but you can just buy also just a standard decoder, which is what a lot of my locomotives have. Most of my locomotives though do have sound. I tend to only run DCC and sound. I have a few DC locomotives, but mostly everything that I have is sound, which is another great bonus. I'll show you guys a little bit that later in the video. But anyway, I wanted to tell you guys, for you beginners, or I'm sorry, before I move on, basically what a I know that there is a lot of different decoder styles out there. I know that there's Digitrax, there's DCC, I mean there's NCE, excuse me. There is also, I know there's MTH decoders I've heard, but I know NC and Digitrax are the two biggest ones that I know to my knowledge. Oh, and I also know there's Bachmann decoders out there. But personally, I buy Digitrax. I like Digitrax decoders a little bit better. A typical Digitrax decoder would come in, excuse me, would come in a packaging like this. This is a DZ1 23PS. Wow, excuse me. It will come in a decoder, come in a packaging just like this. Decoder like this is usually about 23 bucks. Wow, excuse me, I cannot believe, sorry about this, guys. Very dusty down here. A decoder like this is typically $20 to $23. You could get them cheap. Okay, so I should be in better condition now. But anyways, a typical decoder, Digitrax one I know is about 20 to 23 bucks, to my knowledge. You can get them off of Amazon, eBay, your local hobby shop. I usually buy mine from a hobby shop. I have found that eBay is just a tad bit cheaper. I wouldn't even dare to look on Amazon, because the train stuff is very, very expensive on Amazon. Especially even like the lower quality manufacturers, they're just super duper cheap. They're super expensive. I'm sorry. Even like the real low manufacturers, the stuff is just outrageously high, and it's not a good market. So I wouldn't even look on Amazon. But you can, you know. But just personally, I wouldn't recommend it. I don't buy train stuff off of there. The only thing I buy off of there is track. But anyway, but yeah, I'm not sure how much NCE decoders cost. I'm pretty sure they're about in that same price range. But like I said, I don't buy NCE decoders, so I don't know how much they actually cost. Typically you would want to get an 8-pin. Usually a locomotive has an 8-pin plug in it, and you would just kind of snap the take out the DC plug and snap in the Digitrax one, DCC, and it will be a go-to. Usually an 8-pin plug. I know there's 9-pin plugs too, but typically is an 8. But yeah. Now for you beginners out there that are just starting off into DCC, personally, what I would recommend to you guys is the Bachmann DCC system. It's a lot cheaper than what I run. Now you can buy a bigger system like starting off, if you have the money, go for it. You know, I'm not saying not to, but definitely go for it. But if you're a beginner and you don't know how to really work DCC, I would personally recommend starting off with the Bachmann system. I used it for about 5 years, and I liked it. But, you know, me and my dad outgrew that, so we bought the Digitrax system. Yeah, I would look into the Bachmann system. I know Bachmann has, they have a couple of different DCC outlets out there. I know that they have the digital. They have the app for your phones. I know they have a digital handheld. I've never actually used it before, but I know they have that out there. And I also know that they also have something else. It's something new. I don't know what it's called. But what I ran was I just used this right here. I use this. It fulfills all your needs. It's really easy to use. It's very easy. Nothing hard about it at all. Just basically the buttons that you have here is you have your stop, you have your direction, you have your function, then you have your numbers, and then you have your dialogue knob right here. This is very, like I said, very easy to use. Basically, if you want to program a locomotive to the number, you would just hit function and just hit that number, and then it will be programmed to that number. Also, you can use like the bell and horn and the lighting and stuff. This only goes up from 1 to 10, so this one does, so you won't be able to use all the functions on the locomotive that it offers. You can only go up to 10 functions of what it has, but like I said, very easy. All you need is what it'll run is a track. You'll need a track plugin. I don't have any handy with me right now, but I know that you will need a track plug-in from here to the track and then back to the command system. You will need an adapter power pack that plugs into the wall. I don't have that with me. And this is from DC controller, so if you wanted to hook up a DC controller to this and to that, you could do that. I never did that, but yeah, like I said, I will make a video about how to use this. I don't have anything set up right now, but I might do another video of this in the future about how to use this system. But yeah, this right here alone. I know my dad bought the starter kit. It came with this, and of course the wiring. It came with a locomotive, and it came with some writing down notes that you plug that connect in right here, and you write down the locomotive that was programmed to it. I want to say that starter kit was about $130, which isn't bad. It was about like $110, $130. I don't know where he got. I want to say he got it off of eBay or Amazon. But this is not expensive at all. Really. I mean, that's kind of high for, I guess, some people, but honestly, it's not. It's well worth it for a beginner. It's well worth it. It benefits you a lot. You can do a lot more with DCC than you can DC. I knew I outgrew that. I just, you know, couldn't do. Once I seen DCC, I just said, oh yeah, that's it. No more DC. I know DC is a lot cheaper, but like I said, if you guys are really looking interested into DCC, I would definitely recommend starting off with this first, or you can just jump right into the bigger system. Like I know Digitrax. I run Digitrax personally. I know NCE is another good one. I don't know anything about it because I've never used it, but I've seen YouTube videos on that. I've seen that's a pretty good system. I know MTH offers a DCC system, but I don't know if it's compatible with other locomotive decoders or anything like that, so I don't know. And I know there's some other guys out there too, but I just know those are the three big ones, especially the Digitrax and NCE. But yeah, like I said, definitely buy the starter kit. I know that they make boosters for Bachmann. I don't know how much they are. I figure they're probably about $100, $150. So I think I have seen them, but I haven't seen like anybody run a Bachmann layout, like a Bachmann system layout. But I have seen them on eBay. I just don't know how much they go for. But that's definitely something to look into. But yeah, like I said, great system. Loved it. I loved it a lot. It fulfilled all my needs for what I was running, because I wasn't really running sound at this point in time. I only had like a few sound locomotives at the time when I was running this system, and then I finally grew on and started getting more. So yeah, definitely a great system to use. But yeah, definitely great for beginners. Just like I said, just check out eBay, Amazon, your local hobby shop. They may cut you a deal on this system or anything like that. So, but yeah, guys, just thought I'd tell you guys about this. Now I'm going to move into my system that I use, which is the Digitrax system. Now for this system, it is a little bit more complicated. There is a lot more features on the Bachmann, a lot more features on the Digitrax system than on the Bachmann system. But honestly, though, half of these buttons on the Digitrax you don't even have to use. Just your standard ones like your numbers, your bell, your whistle, your horn, your direction, your power, emergency, stop. Really, that's kind of all I use. I don't use anything else on the controller. But that's about it for that. The system that I run is the Digitrax. I use the Digitrax DCS240. Me and my dad use it to power our layout. We had bought the starter kit originally. We had got the Digitrax Zephyr, the thing that kind of it's like a big controller. It got the direction, and then it got the knob and the numbers and all that. We had got that. We had got the IR, which is the Track IR thing, which is this right here. This IR right here. If you guys can see it, I don't know if you guys can see it or not. Yeah, there we go. We have got this right here. You will definitely need this. If you're running the controllers for Digitrax, you would definitely need these. We also bought a small remote, which was this right here. This is one of the small Digitrax remotes. I don't remember the exact. This is the UT4D duplex equipped. We had bought this as well. And we had also bought our PR3, which is another part of the Digitrax that we use. And this right here is the PR3. This little doohickey thing right here, we had bought that as well. And all that together for buying all those things, just for the starter kit alone was $500. Now I know that's expensive, but we put ours in layaway, so we paid on it every other time. It's well worth it. $500. I know that is a little steep for some guys out there. But like I said, it's well worth it. Once you see what you can do with DCC, you'll want to like get that system automatically. Now, you could stay with the Bachmann system forever. I'm not saying that, it's not a great system to use or anything, but it's just, if you are a real serious modeler and you're looking to run a big layout like what I have, I would not use the Bachmann system because it cannot control as much stuff as the Digitrax or NCE can do. I know that this is probably good for this right here is good for like maybe a small like 4x8 layout, or maybe a ground layout, which I started off with originally, which our layout was just on the floor. That's kind of really all that's really good for. If you bought the boosters and bought the other stuff, then yeah, you could do it. But I mean, I think it's about the same amount as like if you were buying that big system. I know it's probably the same amount as if the Digitrax system. So I would say that Digitrax or NCE would be the best way to go. I would recommend Digitrax just because I don't know anything about NCE. It looks like a good system, but I just don't have no experience with it. I think that's a little bit more complicated than Digitrax. But I think it is. But from the videos I've seen, it looks like it is. But yeah, like I said, we start off with the starter kit, and then when we moved down. When we were still on the ground with our layout for about another month, we ended up upgrading our system again. And then this time we had bought the DCS 240 booster, which is this thing right here. This thing right here is where we had bought it from. Bought this off of eBay. A guy called GPS 97 Trains LLC. Definitely check him out. And a shout out to him. I know he's not going to watch this video, but a great shout out to him on eBay. Look for him. He has great deals. Bought my remote from him as well. My dad bought it from him that I use. But yeah, this is the newest booster out there to my knowledge. This is the newest booster that they have out there right now. This is a great booster. It's small, but it's a nice booster. The DCS 240, it's a 5 or 8 amp of power. You can have 400 locomotive addresses and 400 throttle support. So you can support 400 locomotives and 400 throttles at one time on just this one booster, which is crazy. I think this is one of Digitrax's bigger boosters. And that booster right there alone, we only run one for our layout because that's all we need, because it's big enough for what we use. That booster alone was $300. That's another thing that's well worth it, because you can do a lot more. It holds more storage. Like I said, we paid $300 for that. It kicks out good voltage. You will need a brain for this, and I don't have the box where we're using this back over there in the dark, but you can't see it. But we're using a, let me see here. It is a Pyramid Model PS-15KX, excuse me, power source. That thing my dad just bought off of eBay. That was like $40. It works great because you need that to power the booster. Well, some kind of brain. You don't have to use particularly that, but some kind of brain that you do need to use. That was, like I said, like I want to say it was like 45 bucks, which that's cheap, which that's really good. But yeah, and we also bought our 2 remotes. Now these are the duplex. These are also the newest remotes out there today. These are the DT500Ds. The duplex equipped. Now these are the best remotes for Digitrax right now. Newest ones out to date. These right here alone, one of these is $200. Like I said, this system does get expensive after a while, but if you, like I said, if you have the money for this and you don't want to go to the Bachmann system, you can just jump directly into this. Like I said, go for it. It's well worth it. It is kind of a steep, but if you have the money for this, just straight go to this system. But if you want to just start off kind of small, get the Bachmann system first. But these controllers are kind of only things that I really use on here is the camera won't focus, but I'll only use the numbers. I use the power button to turn on the layout. This is the emergency stop button for the train to stop quickly. These are the reverse, different directional for the locomotive. This is the MU button to MU your locomotives together. Locomotive dispatch, which that's another button that I use. And then I use also the function button to address the locomotive into the actual remote. So those are the only buttons I use. I don't use anything else on here. But like I said, this is really easy to use. It's not hard at all. It's not complicated because I actually started off using this system at my train club. This is the system that they ran, and another benefit about Digitrax is that you don't have to just use your controller for at home. Anybody that has Digitrax, you can take your remotes to, and it automatically plugs into their layout, which is another great thing about Digitrax. You can take this anywhere that anybody has Digitrax at, and that's another great benefit too. Because you don't have to just use it at your house. You can use it at other people's house. I'll give you guys a demonstration on how this remote works. I'll show you guys how it works and operates. But that's another great benefit about Digitrax. Like I said, it gets expensive after a while. But you know, if you're running a big operation and you know, you're doing a lot with your layout, it's well worth getting the Digitrax system. Or the NCE system. Like I said, I can't really quote on that system because I don't know anything about it. I heard it's a good seller, but I don't know anything about it. I couldn't tell you guys. I can only really recommend Digitrax because that's the only thing I use. Also, another benefit about Digitrax is that you can actually use JMRI. Now, that is another great thing about Digitrax. That it hooks into Digitrax, and I heard it hooks into NCE too. Basically, what that is that with Digitrax, that's what that PR3 is for. It actually hooks in from the Digitrax system to the computer, which allows you to download a app on your computer, and it allows you to run your trains from your phones. And I don't have a phone handy with me, or a tablet. No, I don't. Because I'm using my phone right now for this. But that's also another great thing. You can use the Digitrax and hook it up to the JMRI, which is great too, because you can use your phone. You got to download the app called Engine Driver. You will have to buy the PR3 for that cause. You will also need you will definitely need a good computer. I'll open it up for you guys and show you guys how that works. I'll show you what that is. And I'll be right back with you guys. So let me open it up and then I'll show you guys more about what JMRI is. Okay, guys, so my camera's not allowing me to flip around while I'm recording, but I want to show you guys what it is. I really hope you guys can see. But basically, what you're going to need is need to download the app. Decoder Pro is to program your locomotives, but you will definitely need to download Panel Pro, which accesses to the layout. It hooks up. Basically, what you'll do is you'll just load this. As you see, it's loading right now. It's going to pop up JMRI and then my JMRI Railroad. Open that and say OK. Wait for it to load. And then this is what it pulls up to. You got all these different toolbars right here that you will use. That is accessible. I don't use all of these. The only thing I really use is the tools. But we go through file. You can print decoder definitions, preview decoder definitions. You can cut, copy, and paste, and preference. I don't really know what that is. But tools, this is what I use. This is, you can do programming in all different CV modes. You can do the tables. I don't know what that is. But, okay, so tables would be the different signals, sensors, lights, all these things that you can do. Throttles is what you'll need to load for JMRI. You got constantly tools, clocks, power control, which you can control the layout from the computer to turn it on and off. Turnout control, simple signal logics. Like I said, all these different things you can do, be a dispatcher, light control, speedometer, sensor groups, operator, start JMRI web server. Just all these different things that you can do. Roster, you can put your roster into the actual system and it'll actually hold it for you. So you can put the locomotive number and all your things into this and it will keep it all there. Your panel, got your panel bar. LocoNet, which is, I don't know what this is, but here's all the different things for that. You've got the Debug, and here are all these different things. I don't know what, like, again, I don't know what this is because I never needed to use it. But like I said, I will just go to the tools because this is what I use. So what you'll need, what it does is you go to tools, you go to throttle, and you go to start wide throttle server. And right now it's pending and it says unknown right now because the system actually isn't on. But if I turn the system, while I wait for it to pend here, it says unknown for right now because the system isn't on. But if I'm going to turn the system on, you'll actually see a green light up here. It'll say on, and it'll detect that the actual layout is on. So let me go ahead and flip the power switch. And it should have picked it up, but for some reason it didn't. But if it was, okay, there we go. So now, as you see, it says off now. Now this is off. It senses that the system is completely shut off. Now, if I am to turn the system back on, it will show that it's on now. So what we'll do is we'll click on. Now the system is on. I can click this button and it'll turn the system off. So see, I clicked the off button and it turned the system completely off. Not the power surge, but it actually turned off the complete system, which is also nice with JMRI. You can do a lot of things with this. It's another great feature about Digitrax that you can use. And now if I'm going to turn the system back on, as you guys can hear the system cut back on. So that's a neat thing about Digitrax and the JMRI. Another great benefit about the system, you can hook this up to it. This PR3 thing right here, I actually don't know how much that was. I don't want to say it was a lot of money. I want to say it was a pretty decent price, but I don't think it was that much. So it shouldn't have been that much, but I don't know. I think it was like I think about $80 or something, I want to say. But yeah, so that's basically an overview of that. Just wanted to show you guys that and show you guys how that worked. I'll be showing you guys a little bit more in depth about how that works. I did another video about it, about more in depth about it, about how that worked. And I'll show you guys the programming. So yeah, that I did do that. But yeah, so I'm going to show you guys how the controller works. I'll show you guys how that works here. And I'm going to get a locomotive set up, get one with sound in. And I'm going to show you guys basically how this works. So let me go ahead and get all that set up for you guys. Okay, so my camera, I keep forgetting my camera won't let me flip around to show you guys. So I can't actually show you guys how this works right now because it's kind of hard to right now. And plus it's kind of blurry right now, so I really don't want to do this. But I'll have to do another video about that. That'll actually be the next video after that. But But yeah, guys, that's all I wanted to talk to you guys about. Because I know I had a lot of subscribers that said, you know, they don't know how to work DCC, and they said it's complicated. Honestly, it's not really that complicated. It comes with a manual, so it kind of tells you what to do. And plus, if you watch a lot of guys that have Digitrax, or have DCC systems, you can actually watch them. And I mean, it's not hard. If you were involved in a club and they had this particular system, you can definitely use it. And then they can show you guys how to do it, or I don't know, you have other people that possibly have it, and then, you know, they can show you as well too. But yeah. So yeah, that's all I'm going to talk to you guys about, just to show you guys what the DCC system is. Yeah. For the few guys that I talked to, I know I talked to some guys personally about this particular matter. For you guys, and I hope, and I know you guys know who I'm talking about. You guys know who you are. For you guys specifically, the three that I talked to, I would start off with the Bachmann system, because I know you guys said that DCC is expensive. For you three particularly, I would start off with this system just because it's not as expensive as what I use. And for your guys' layouts, this is perfect for what you guys are running with. Sorry about that hair in my mouth. But anyway, this is the best thing for you guys to get is right here. Like I said, I buy the starter kit, which is like 120, 130 bucks, which really isn't that much money, because I mean, you know, it's really not that much. I mean, it's worth it. So I would, like I said, personally for you guys, I would definitely buy this right here. So definitely look into this. If you were to look at it on eBay or Amazon, I would want to say you would just put in Bachmann DCC system or systems, and look for this particular thing right here. Make sure it comes. It's this, and it's maybe the starter kit, and it, you know, comes with the wire and adapters and all that. But yeah, like I said, for you guys specifically, do go with this. And for you, also you other beginners that are watching my channel and don't want to spend that kind of money right now, definitely go with this for right now. So, but yeah, guys, like I said, just want to talk to you guys about that. I will do another video about how that remote works, because I'm not able to do it in this video because I can't flip my camera around for some reason. I don't know why. Because it's not as easy to show you guys what I'm doing, holding it like this and flipping around. It's just a whole bunch of hoopla with that. But yeah, guys, that's all I want to talk about. I will, like I said, I will definitely do that video. That'll be the next, hopefully that'll be the next video coming out. Hopefully I'll drop that video maybe tomorrow, or maybe either tomorrow or Wednesday, depending on what I'm doing. So, so yeah, that's it. Remember to like, rate, comment, subscribe. And hope I gave you guys some good information about the DCC system. I guess some brief things on how the system works. Like I said, remember to like, rate, comment, subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.